Let's go to the fourth match. Not yet, I've been told. But yeah, Pituok. I want to see the drama, I want to see the tension, and I think now I have a heart attack, I have tension, and we're ready to go. Welcome back to the main stage, Pituok and Katsupeeya.
A Katsupeeya es un gran rival con experiencia mundialista. Va a ser un partido muy difícil, pero bueno, esperemos que sea un lindo partido y que sea disfrutable para todos los espectadores.
彼とは先ほどずっと練習したんですけど、とてもうまいプレイヤーで本番で戦うのが楽しみです。
Well, the two men face each other at a bit of a different ends of the spectrum type of situation. We heard from Katsupeeya there in the VT saying, I really respect Pituok, he's a good, strong competitor, we have lots of practice sessions. Now I get a chance to play him in an actual match. Sadly for Katsupeeya, it's a bit of a dead rubber because there is not much on the line being mathematically eliminated from the group stages at this stage. However, Pituok has a lot to play for. He is still right nestled between the two top players in the group as things stand. So, which way will it go? That's the big question here, Barry. Pituok versus Katsupeeya might seem one-sided on paper, but these two know each other very well, and Katsupeeya is playing for pride.
He is. He's playing for pride, and also I think he is a little bit, like, he looks a little bit defeated here, and it's always difficult. It's always difficult when you're kind of mathematically out, as you correctly said. Like, where do you actually draw the line on? You're playing for pride, yes, but also Pituok, he still has a path into qualifying here and win, you know, and getting to the top two. And he'll want to actually, you know, try and dominate Katsupeeya and hope that he can get a result here. But yeah, it is a tough spot to be in, though, isn't it? It's kind of soul destroying a little bit that there isn't that option for him to get through in any possible scenario. So that is kind of a tough one, I think, to stomach.
Indeed, it is. You still want to try and put your best foot forward. Katsupeeya, of course, all the way from Japan, the birthplace of eFootball, Winning 11, Pro Evolution Soccer, however you know this great title. He is expected a lot back home, and they want their players to put the best foot forward at all times. We are underway here between Katsupeeya and Pituok. Katsupeeya in the change strip, as there is just a false start here, perhaps, double-checking some tactics. For Pituok, of course, this is a very, very high-pressure situation. You can somewhat argue it's a free hit against someone that is already eliminated, but knowing Katsupeeya,
yeah,
it's not going to be easy.
No, definitely not. And I mean, like, when you're down like this, you just want to play for the pride, as you said, Harry, and that can be dangerous in itself because you've nothing else to play for. You're not looking at the group stage or the group standings, you're not looking at anything but that, so that does come into it. And interesting that he hasn't really changed tactically from what we've seen here.
Whoa, nice footwork by Fermin. Through to Lewandowski. Fermin's there again. Ooh. Manual save by Katsupeeya. That's brilliant.
It's a moment of magic, equaled by another moment of magic. The manual save after the dribbling is phenomenal. I mean, you've got to score from there. He takes it with the left foot. He probably should have taken a little touch on that. It's easy talk up here, isn't it?
So easy for us here in Cold Blood. Those with warmer blood up there on the stage in the hot seats, they don't have those milliseconds to think. It's pure instinct and reactions at this stage. Pituok, by the way, blue cursor, home strip attacking the right-hand goal.
Great ball.
Good ball by Katsupeeya, as you say. Fermin Lopez here for Pituok. Lewandowski wanted to just try and corral that ball, hold the ball up a little bit for more of those Blaugrana shirts to pour forward. Couldn't do so. Now here's Pedri, the one-touch passing.
It's beautiful passing.
Trying to create those triangles and put them into effect. Into the centre circle now. Katsupeeya.
There's definitely space here, isn't there?
Indeed. I was going to say, Katsupeeya, a top 4 player in the world last year. He is no slouch, and no doubt not the last we've seen of him this season in his hunt for a world title at the age of 34. As of now, Pituok is playing really well. He's played around the defence. Lewandowski, 1-on-1! He scores and puts the Argentine in front.
It's a huge goal. It's a simple touch and go, really, isn't it? It's a very simple goal. I've conceded a lot of them myself like that, where you just get a little bit ball watching and you just get caught. It's too late. And Lewandowski, he's not going to get caught speed-wise there because he's too close to goal. And it's just a bit of calmness and a bit of clinicality there to finish that. Still a nice goal to finish though, because the Manuel keeper, we've already seen, a brilliant save in the first half from Katsupeeya. So. It's a dream start though, really, isn't it?
Good point you raised, Barry. Look at the patience here in front of goal by Lewandowski. Just taking that extra touch, waiting for that manual goalkeeping to come through.
Because he's already seen it. He's already adapted to it in like a couple of seconds that he knows, right, I know Katsupeeya is going to try and do that manual goalkeeper. He cuts the angle with the quick turn in instead of trying to cut the angle with a shot. He actually repositions his body. It's a high-level play. It looks simple, but it's high-level.
Latest goal by Pituok, that's the perfect call for it. He's already analysed and conditioned Katsupeeya into using that manual goalkeeping. Just take that extra touch. It's so frustrating. You feel like you've been caught with your pants down when you play against a player that just takes that extra touch or two and makes you look foolish as your goalkeeper is in the middle of nowhere. But it's the goal that Pituok surely wanted. Can he defend it or perhaps build upon it for the rest of this game? 25 minutes gone. Katsupeeya very patient. There was a strong challenge late after the ball had gotten out, but the referee happy to play on here. Pedri. Chance for a break here by Pituok. Very direct, very quick in his counters. We saw it earlier on, didn't we, against Mestre?
Yeah, just creating those little triangles and touching goals, and Katsupeeya is finding it hard to track his runs.
Rode the tackle well. Rafinha against Lewandowski, far side. Fermin. Which way is he going to go? Still maintaining possession. Super councils left and right on the half-hour mark. Lewandowski.
You can see how deep Pituok is here when Katsupeeya has possession, and then you'll notice on his double blue line there, like you'll notice the switching between players with that as they go from attack to defence. Again, that's just another weapon in the arsenal there if you want to get better at the game yourself at home. You guys watching, it's something to just keep an eye on. It's a small feature of the game, even with the defensive line being manually dragged out. You see there on the radar as well, or the mini-map.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I noticed in the previous match we were watching, there's Maccabeal when he didn't have possession, going to that full blue mentality.
Yeah.
You're wondering what we're talking about, of course. The bottom left and bottom right areas of the screen, you can see the players dictating how attacking or defensive minded they want their teams to go. Eduardinho would put it on one red bar and then somewhat leave it and almost forget about it at times.
Yeah, you can forget about it.
He would change within, as soon as he got the ball back, it would be back up to a sort of a balanced mentality. Definitely one, if you're an aspiring eFootball player, to look out for. All these little micro adjustments are what make these players so, so good. Half-time rapidly approaching. Ball has stayed in play for a good majority of this half, so yeah, only 1 minute added on. Katsupeeya in possession.
That'll do it, I think, but it's been a defensive masterclass really here from Pituok in the first half.
Maybe one last chance as he crosses the final third. No, the referee says you've taken too long. And first half.
Do you know what's interesting as well, though, Harry? Right, just to jump in there, it's like what you're saying there about the, about any aspiring guys coming through. There is like the gap between having knowledge about the game and being able to put it into what you're doing, on the pad at home or whatever you're playing. It's all like small details when to actually do them, when to press up, when to not press, when to not press, when to play defensively. You see Pituok here and you're saying, right, he's playing full blue, right? He's still dominating possession and he's still getting loads of chances because he's manually triggering runs. So just because you're set up in a certain way, or you're set up with a 5 at the back, you're set up with full blue, it doesn't mean that you're, in a straitjacket to try any other different tactic and be able to dominate possession. It just means defensively that you're set to not concede counters. And that's going to be interesting going forward in the competition if Pituok does get through and if he plays other games. Even if he goes on to the finals, it's something that a lot of people have a lot to say about when to play defensively and when not to play defensively. But you don't have to just play defensively if you're set up defensively. I hope I'm making sense in saying that.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with the amount of players that play with that quick counter game style these days.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very interesting. We'll keep an eye on that, of course. But now Pituok is 1-0 to the good. That's some defending to do though against Katsupeeya. Oh, that one is very wayward by Frankie de Jong.
He's off balance. He just comes at him, I would think, a bit too strong, doesn't it?
If it stays like this, Barry, of course, we have to look at the group as a whole.
Yeah.
Pituok was on 3 points. The two group leaders, Mestre, Uzmakabeel, they're on 6 points. They play each other in the next round of games, Mestre and Uzmakabeel. If it stays like this, there'll be, depending on what happens elsewhere, 3 players around 6 points. That means that Uzmakabeel and Mestre, they cannot rest on their laurels.
No.
They must move
because Pituok has the goal difference then probably as well, with scoring all those goals at the start, didn't he?
You'd imagine so.
And again, the head-to-head.
So if it stays like this, it certainly puts the cat amongst the pigeons, as we say in the UK.
Definitely teeing it up.
That's, of course, if Katsupeeya can't find a way through. His mentality has gone up 1 bar, so committing a couple of extra bodies forward in this changed Barcelona strip. Will it make the difference?
I like seeing different styles. I mean, we're seeing different styles here where Yamal is pretty much doing a man-marking job. And we've seen different styles where in the last game he was the main option for attacking, with other players using him. So it does tee it up nicely as these guys start to meet each other later on.
Yamal. Katsupeeya on the ropes, but defending well this time around. And it's funny, isn't it, when we saw Pituok take the main stage earlier on against Mestre after conceding 4 goals, we said, attacking-wise, he looks pretty good, but defensively needs some work. Seems to have done that work so far, as Marcus Rashford almost carrying the ball into the box. Oh, Pedri's won the ball back here as well. Oh, it's such a heavy touch. That's disappointing, and a shake of the head from the Argentine. Pedri. Just taking his time here, waiting to see which way Katsupeeya will lead. But in the end, and for Japan, defending well.
Yeah, just defensively set up, but Katsupeeya is playing on the back foot, isn't he? He's just being pinned back with wave after wave of attack, and there's only so long you can withstand that. And it could be about to bust open here, I think, if he doesn't alleviate some of that pressure.
Chance to do just that. We're in the realms of changes and substitutes here. I wonder if there's a pause to come through by either player. And indeed, right on cue, we'll get to see some tactical switch-ups.
I think Katsupeeya will probably look at this. Do you know when you're qualifying for these events, and like he didn't struggle for goals. I mean he didn't concede that many goals in qualifiers based on what it was. But I do feel that like he has struggled a little bit with being, I don't know, like dominated, I suppose.
Oof. Ooh. Well, we're seeing, while our mainstream is in a tactical pause at the moment, that is a Showtime Rashford goal scored by Eduardinho. So speaking of putting the cat amongst the pigeons here,
that spices it up, doesn't it?
That would put Mestre and Pituok and Uzmakabil tied on
if
6
results
points.
Stay the same, they'd all have 6, yeah.
That's the biggest point of all, Barry.
That would be incredible.
So we'll keep an eye on that one, of course.
It's spicing up, Harry. This is what I like.
Head on a swivel here,
It's
Barry.
spicing up.
Keeping an eye on the table and keeping an eye on what we're seeing. But most of all, Pituok needs to be in that conversation. He will need to maintain this goal advantage. And Rashford, he just gave up the goose there, didn't he?
He did. Just an inch or two away from getting that ball in and having a clean chance.
20 minutes remain. It has been attritional. Neither men trying to find the key at this moment in time, but almost through! And that's the equaliser! Katsupeeya has his chance to play spoiler. Dani Olmo converting that chance.
Well, we're already trying to make storylines here, and Katsupeeya is saying, listen, hold on a second, I'm not done yet, boys, I'm not done yet. And there's a little bit of emotion there from him as well, and I think that's been the type of day it has been for him. He knows how good he is, he backs his talents. It just hasn't worked out for him today, but it's actually a good goal. I mean, it's one mistake Pituok has made. He's been caught in the middle with possession, and he's actually paid the price, Harry.
Gets caught in possession, and then 2 passes later, here's the first, here's the second, and it's a goal.
Yeah.
That is going to be so frustrating for Pituok, who's been playing on full blue mentality.
That's it. That's the danger. You see, that's the danger, like, that you do need to kind of, like, you can't lose the ball and get turned over in possession in that area of the pitch. That's where games are won and lost in eFootball.
Well, that's going to invite Pituok out of his shell. That's the latest goal scored by Katsupeeya. 15 minutes remaining. Marcus Rashford can feed Dani Olmo far side.
Both of them playing one blue bar now. They're just trying to make up their minds what way they're going to go for it.
Nice pressing. Pituok would love a late goal here, but has to do the defensive work first. That's a much needed challenge by Eric Garcia. But Katsupeeya, he's grown into this second half. Frankie de Jong shielding the ball. Rashford, Ferran Torres. Just couldn't link up there in front of goal. I don't think we've seen Lewandowski this game, have we? From
No, just kind of gone for a slightly different setup, I think. Or is it a different Lewandowski's after bringing on there now? I didn't spot it.
I don't think so. It just speaks to the depth of the Catalan club. There's a late challenge there. Contact made, but the referees just having none of it. 5 minutes to go. Pedri. Ferran Torres on this left-hand side, trying to go more central. Katsupeeya has proven to be the banana peel thus far for Pituok. Tries to feed through. Rashford into the box. Nice straight back control finish. Oh, the save. Full stretch by the goalkeeper.
What a save. It's a mistake again, getting caught in that area, trying to clear your lines. And Rashford nearly smells blood. He just can't get the finish. It's a brilliant save again. Full stretch, as you said, Harry. What a save. Should he have put more power on? Again, it's easy talk when you're here. I'd like to feel I would have put that into the top corner, but it probably would have landed up inside in the crowd somewhere.
Rose Ed.
Yes.
So a 90th minute corner. Dani Olmo. Pituok in possession. 2 minutes added on. Olmo with the stunning strike. Oh, it's wide. Oh, he was begging for that net to ripple. And he just had this time and space. He thought, why not? Left foot. Oh.
It's inches again, isn't it? He's had 2 really solid chances at the end. And Katsupeeya, if he gets out of this one, it'll be a good result for him. Notwithstanding, obviously, not much to play for him, but Pituok will have to be frustrated if it stays like this. He's had the most chances. Did he play too defensive for too long? That's the question that people will be asking.
Could go from bad to worse for him if he doesn't deal with this one. We've crossed the 2-minute threshold, and I think the referee won't be generous enough. As Katsupeeya has indeed done enough. He has proven to be a spoiler here. No advantage gained in the group table, really, by Pituok. He will have to go into the final round of games, hoping results elsewhere have gone his way. It ends Katsupeeya 1, Pituok 1. Wow. Wow, what a game.
Yeah, it was actually a good game. I think it was kind of like, it didn't explode like some of the other games. It was a bit more measured, but I think Pituok is gonna be frustrated here. I mean, I know I would be. Katsupeeya, he probably was looking at it and saying, listen, I'm not going to go out here and lose another game. And he actually played, I think, a more tactical game in the second half. He probably dominated in the second half, even more than the stats show there. But if you look at the successful passes and stuff, it was that type of game. There was a lot of passing going on, but it wasn't really going anywhere. And those games can be frustrating because you are dependent on a couple of different things to happen. And it just didn't happen for both of these guys today. So is a point going to be good enough for Pituok? We're going to have to wait and find out.
Indeed, he'll be really disappointed. There is actually Lewandowski who scored the goal.
Yeah, we were slacking there.
So we were. Maybe we fell asleep there for a little bit. Bit of a hallucination.
That was in the first few minutes though, so.
Indeed, there was a fascinating game of eFootball being played, and it was the finish after baiting out that manual goalkeeping we saw from the first 2 chances that put that man into the lead, which he held, Barry, for quite some time.
Yeah, he did. He had a game plan where he was, we mentioned and we talked it up, about staying full blue. You can see all the clips. It's full blue, full blue, full blue, but he still conceded a goal. He still had chances up front. And that full blue ultimately meant that he was being pushed back and he didn't create enough chances in the build-up to that goal. But the goal is frustrating, I think, to concede. Losing ball, you said it, 2 passes, was it, Harry? Boom, boom, goal. And there's nothing you can do. You can't reset. You can't set your defensive line. The defensive line, the full blue, is obsolete and you lose the ball in that position.
Of course, the 2 friends turned competitors show respect on the stage. The points are shared. And I think, yeah, you're right. He'll be disappointed in the manner in which he conceded. Just the 2 passes needed after losing possession. Regardless, let's hear from the man still in contention here. Alex is indeed in the mix zone with Pituok.
Yes, guys, I am here with Pituok. Pituok, un partido un poco frustrante para ti, la manera de los goles que te marcaron, dominaste bastante, tenías muchas oportunidades. ¿Cómo te sientes ahora mismo?
Con la situación porque, como bien decís, lo tuve, se me escapó por un error ahí en el mediocampo con Pedri, di mal un pase y ahí llegó el gol de él. Pero bueno, con fe para el último partido.
Yeah, he's just saying he's a bit disappointed. He knew he had the game. He made an error in the midfield there with Pedri, and that's how he scored. Pero aún queda día, aún queda, ahí estás en el puntaje ahí en la tabla. Vamos a ver los resultados de los otros partidos. Aún queda partido. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te sientes un poco más de confianza mirando ya el resto del día o estás un poco ahí, un poco frustrado?
La esperanza es lo último que se pierde. Tengo ganas de seguir jugando. Sé que el último partido lo voy a ganar, tengo fe. Pero bueno, hay que corregir esos pequeños errores, pero con todo para el último partido, que yo creo que con la ayuda de Dios lo podemos ganar.
He's saying he still has a few things to correct ahead of the last matches, but hope is the last thing that he's going to lose. Dijiste ahí que vas a corregir algunas cositas. ¿Bastante por corregir o estás bastante feliz con cómo estás jugando?
Y no, es bastante por corregir. Una cosa es jugar fuera de cámara, otra en cámara. Los nervios, los pases, que me estoy equivocando mucho. Estoy un poco lento también en transiciones, en regates, pero bueno, son pequeñas cosas a tener en cuenta, a corregir. Yo creo que el partido que viene nos va a ir bien, así que con confianza.
He's saying he has a lot of little things to correct. Probably speed of play is probably one of the biggest ones, but he's still feeling confident. It was in the big stage and it was a bit nerves, but he's still feeling confident for the rest of the day. Muchas gracias y mucha suerte con los partidos que te quedan hoy. And that's it from Pituok. Guys, what do you think? A lot of things that he says that he needs to correct. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's a fairly good assessment from the man himself. We can take a look here, Barry, about the statistics we saw in match number 7. Of course, the 4th match we've seen on the club event final stream here today. Yeah, I think on the balance of things, you'd have to say Pituok a bit disappointed to not keep things within his own control.
Yeah, I think he's been a little bit hard on himself because he did play quite well. It's just he mentioned it to Alex there. I mean, it's the one chance that you get turned over. We talked about it. We mentioned it. That midfield area, that little semicircle of midfield where you're back with your DMF or you're back with your CB. If you lose the ball in a bad area there, that has what's cost him today. That is it. Like, so that is the margins of it. You can't really do anything about it because it could happen again, because it's such a split-second thing where it's like, should I clear the ball, should I not? But he is disappointed with himself, I think. But yeah, I mean, he still is waiting on the results, I suppose, and see what happens.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how the table sits after not only this round, but the next round of fixtures, Alex. It's crazy. It's crazy here at the club event finals.
There's still so much to play for. Obviously, Pituok really needed those 3 points to be at the top of the table, but he salvages 1 at least. He can probably sit in that. So let's look at the rest of the results.